Alright, so I messed up big time. I just recorded 18 minutes of a video, and I just realized that the gameplay itself was not recording. Fortunately, the other problem was I actually did a really good job of banter this time, I think. Way better than I normally do. So, you've missed out on a lot of really good banter. What tarnation are you? Zombie cop? It doesn't really look like a cop. I guess it's got a ranger hat on. Take a closer look here. So, yeah, I'm a little annoyed that I recorded 18 minutes of a video and it's been lost to time and space. I could have posted it, but I'm trying to be a much higher quality YouTuber than I used to be. Stop smashing, please. Okay. Guys weren't supposed to come in through the door. Causes some complications here. So yeah, all we've done is we've gone back into town and started trying to clear it out a little bit more. Clean up our archery skill along the way, but right now we're fighting too many zombies to take out with a bow. Alright. Rest, please. Dang, that's a lot of stuff. So you may be wondering, what is this legendary banter that I'm talking about? Okay, well, let's do this again. I was on the Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead subreddit. I can't carry. Well, I guess that's just too long. Because in the Dark Days Ahead subreddit, there was a question posted that was, what's your best advice for pro players? Because normally the question is, what's the best what's the best advice for new players? And I was like, well, I can't think of anything. But I can't think of any advice for pros that I don't think they'd already know. The advice I'm going to give is going to be things that I think pros were taught, such as things that I thought I was taught, that don't really apply anymore because of game updates. So I said, the biggest thing to know is the crowbar is useless now. The makeshift crowbar, at least. It used to be the makeshift crowbar was the go-to item to build at the very start of the game. It was better than any of the other things like the 2x4 sword and the cudgel and anything like that. It was way better. All you had to do was smash the locker and get a rock, and then you can bend the pipe into a makeshift crowbar. It was an incredibly good weapon that you could also use to break open any locked window, any locked door. Absolutely god tier, so it was absolutely amazing. You can go watch our old series. You can go watch Point C series that we just did when we revisited Point C. So I was like, you know what? That used to be amazing weapon. It's really bad now. It can't open locked doors. I think it can open locked windows now, or still. We should probably kill this with a short bow just so we can get some steel. I was like, if you look at the stats, it's super nerfed. It's really bad as a melee weapon. The cudgel's way better now. Just build the cudgel. You don't even really need to build the crowbar necessarily, because it can't barely do anything. It can open windows, but you can just bash windows in. You can open crates, you can just bash crates in. It's a real hunk of junk now. Well, when other YouTuber plays a lot of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, they're actually a little bit bigger than me, said that no, crowbar is still the best weapon, even though you can prove it right now. You know, it's not even a weapon anymore. It's not even listed in weapons. So, but cudgel. You can read all this other stuff, but main thing I'd start with +2 to hit bonus. 81, that's pretty fast attack speed. Lower it is, the better. Basic DPS is 13. All sorts of special attack abilities. Tons and tons of special attack abilities. Now let's go find the crowbar. Not the regular crowbar, the makeshift crowbar. So you know what, we don't look at the top damage, that's fine. It's about 2 damage worse. Its 2 hit bonus is -1, so that's 3 points less 2 hit bonus, so it's not going to hit very often. It's slower by like 10 points. All it can do is medium blocking ability. You saw everything else the cudgel can do. And that's not stuff you have to activate, that just happens on its own. It's a piece of junk now. Absolutely, it's a piece of junk. Again, I recommend... You can watch my really old series if you want, but I do sound like a dead freaking animal. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. I was recently rewatching my really old stuff, and I sound like I'm freaking dying. But I recommend watching the Point C series that we just did, because we revisited it after having an extremely hard time playing basically this build of the game. Point E, post-Point E experimental builds. Ooh. Got some nasty zombies up here, actually. The zombie's gonna break the window, and that may cause the other zombies to see me. Let's just kind of back up. Alright, we got a runner. I might as well use our quarterstaff on him. Luckily, quarterstaff's good in either build of the game. Smush. Oh yeah, he was saying that it's not really that much worse. It's still better to use it. But the game is so much more difficult. Again, look at the Point C playthrough. We were absolutely dominating it, and we didn't even have our stats boosted all that much. It was just a complete cakewalk, like zombies. He says the zombies haven't changed their health and other stats at all. We were utterly decimating them, like really, really easily, without even much like in our stats or anything. Compared to watch the previous series of this build that I've done, which was just before the Point C. We were getting absolutely decimated with our stats boosted. So it's not true. Like maybe their stats aren't actually boosted really high. Maybe something else about how the game works has been changed, because there is like weird like overall changes that have happened to the game that make things, even though the stats haven't changed, it still changes how the game plays. But for sure, the crowbar's damage is different, because I actually look at that specifically in that playthrough. It was like one of the first things we do. Crowbar was much better before, and now it's super nerfed. Same with the cudgel. The cudgel used to be way worse, and it's super buffed. Short bow again here. Probably try to get a picture of the zombie here. We found a camera. I can't remember if that was on before I... if it was in the 18-minute episode that isn't going to air. So yeah, my opinion is the game is so much harder that even if it is only like a 2 or 3 point difference in damage, you need it. Like the game is incredibly hard. It's hard to even beat a regular zombie if you don't have boosted stats. Like this playthrough, our stats are super boosted. Because we were having so much trouble. Which made it much closer to like Point C levels. It's still harder than Point C. The main causes for that is the bleeding that the zombies can inflict now, which is another reason you want to kill them as quick as humanly possible. If we're talking, even if it's just the difference between one extra hit, like that's one more hit chance that they can cause bleeding on you. It's not worth it. Just use the cudgel instead of the crowbar that isn't worth anything. And then don't forget, like, one of the first things I always do when I go into town to loot. Hey, that's the right ammo type for this gun. I just noticed. Oh, hey, do we not have to, like, eject the magazine and everything, too? It could just be, well, I don't think there's such thing as a 10-shot revolver, but you didn't have to eject the magazine to reload, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I got into quite the argument about that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Am I right or is he right? Oh, I kind of lost track. The other thing is the first thing I do when I go into town. Ooh, a professional camera. Is I go to a grocery store and try to find a shopping cart. And once you have a shopping cart, you can put the crowbar in the shopping cart, and then you can just activate it. Yeah, so it's one more step. Instead of being able to press Shift A to activate the crowbar, you have to press A and then find it in the list. It's not that long. It's a tiny, tiny bit of effort. Okay. Smush. And then the other thing I said, next tip for old pro players that haven't played in a while or whatever, is that stealth skills are pretty useless now. Because, you know, when I first started playing, or first started watching YouTube series about it, people were saying, grab the stealth skills, because what you want to do is go into town and raid it at night. Because you can just sneak into the buildings, zombies can't find you, there's no zombies in the buildings in those old builds. You can watch our Point A series if you want to. A really old series. And you'll see that's exactly what I do when we hardly ever run into zombies. And then you can see once we get to like Point D, I guess, shady zombies are in the game, which are they're just, I think they're gone now, thank God. But they made it so you couldn't raid at night anymore because there'd just be tens of thousands of them at night. They'd also be as strong as normal zombies at night. In the daytime, they weren't so strong, but yeah, it invalidated raiding at night. So advice is it's no longer a good idea to pick stealth skills. And said that stealth skills were never useful. You know, possibly. But, you know, you can watch those old series and see for yourself that when we raid at night, we'd very rarely run into any zombies. And usually it's just because I'd walk straight into them. Because they wouldn't be able to detect me at all. I do think they were good. Alright, brainless zombie, I desire to take a picture of you. Tink. Little grabber zombie. I don't remember how far you can grab from. Fairly far away, apparently. No. You fight on my terms. And I'm infected. We're all infected. We're fine. So we think we have to go back home to deal with infection. I just have medical tape, which won't deal with infection. Unless I happen to have found some something we can disinfect ourselves with. Doesn't seem like it though. All right, let's head back. Oh yeah, we had a bit of an argument, so let me know what you think about the stealth skill situation as well. I can't really remember what else I brought up. I brought up like 4 tips like that. Oh, I said don't bash out windows anymore because you can just pull the windows curtains down, which I always have a bad time, as you can see by this building. I did indeed bash them out. It's hard, man. It's like force of habit, for sure. All right. I need to activate some medicine, please. It's not letting me grab them, though. I guess it's because they're in the first aid kit. I thought I pulled some of it out already. Yeah, we have saline solution. Someone left a comment in that same thread that was actually useful and not just arguing with me, where we can apparently craft like soaked cotton balls. Yeah, antiseptic soaked cotton balls. And apparently this is like really efficient with your antiseptic. Where it's at, looks like it's there. There they are. It makes 4 out of 1 piece of antiseptic, so I think that's why. There you go. Easy as that. Apparently, if you also put on a bandage after doing that, it does... It's filthy. It makes your healing rate go way up compared to just bandaging. So that was really good advice. This camera, we gotta get the pictures out of it. So we're just gonna carry the professional camera. Smartphone needs chopped up. Is this our MP3 player? Probably not, because I don't think I would have brought it with me. No. Oh, you know what? We can't cut up the MP3 players. I remember now. Weirdly enough, even though we can break down smartphones, which are extremely difficult to take apart. Oh yeah, tell me what you think. All this got to get cut up. Well, ammo pouch might not be, because that might actually be useful. Hypothetically, well, I guess this all needs cleaned anyway. We should all clean it all before we cut it up, or it'll cause us issues. And it needs unloaded. I don't know if we have a 2-way radio yet. Oops. I'll get these bullets. 2-way radio. Yes. Well, this one has batteries and this one doesn't. This one's repaired and that one isn't, so probably put them both in our inventory and swap their batteries around real quick. Oops, wrong one. Reload, 2-way radio, a battery, load, flashlight. Yeah, then I can cut that up. Ink tablet PC, we've already got one. This one has a little bit more batteries though. Expandable baton we'll put here because it's a weapon. Yeah, there's the other baton. Drop all these newspaper pages. We need to read them all, but don't have the time. cut up. Cell phones, tablet, PC. A worse off flashlight. Pocket watch. Oops. Billboard lighter goes here. Flyer, Caltech, flyer. Oh, it's in our inventory. Figure it gets cut up. PC goes in our inventory. And this is all food. Fiddleheads should go into our inventory because they're rotten. Yeah. Then the last piece of advice, there was more for sure, but is I think it was in a different thread that actually was for like advice for new players. And someone was talking about how they had been told that when they're fighting zombies, they should take a hit, they should take a swing, step away, let the zombie walk back up to them, take a swing and hit them again, and then walk away again. And it's true that that is like the min-max way to fight a zombie, because every time they step up to you, they're out of movement points. So when you hit them, you get a free attack in, and then you can back off again. And just, they'll never be able to get a hit in, unless they grab you. Or if they're a special zombie, like the grabber zombie can grab you from a distance, obviously. So it is the min-max way to do it, but it is extremely slow. And I don't think it's worth the amount of time it takes, compared to just getting them stuck in a bush like we normally do, standing in a spot that's not slow. And then just standing there and wailing on them until they die. They might hit you, but as long as you ran your sets of like reinforcing your armor and everything, and make sure you have all your layers fixed and all that good stuff, mostly it should just end up that they're tearing your clothes, and then you can just fix your clothes. It's not a big deal. Drop those two off of there. Drop two-way radio off. Probably should just keep the antiseptic soaked cotton balls on us, huh? Because we never know. Alright. Well, we are all out of time for this video, though. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more. YouTube puts a very strong emphasis on viewer engagement these days, so it's more appreciated now than ever for you to do all those things. But it always has been. But until next time, I hope you have a good day.